We have Vishal Malkan to answer all of your stock queries, and we have Feroz Aziz from Anand Rathi Financial Services joining in to talk about personal finance queries as well. Afternoon, gentlemen. First, let's get to our first caller. We have Raj Bala Hisar, who's calling in from Haryana. She has some investments in WIPRO. Go ahead, Raj Bala.
हाँ जी
आप बोलिए.
हाँ जी, हमारे वो शेयर है ना 28 शेयर है, उनको स्विच करे या ना करे, ऐसे सवाल पूछा है.
अच्छा, आप कितनी देर के लिए अपने पास रख सकते हो?
कितनी? 1 साल के लिए.
1 साल के लिए. अच्छा.
हाँ जी.
Vishal, what would you recommend to Raj Bala? She has holdings in WIPRO. Today the stock is higher, but maybe from a 1-year perspective, where would you look at it?
I would recommend to switch to the same sector stock called Tech Mahindra, which is already outperforming the market since last 1.5 year, even the sector also. And the future still looks bright, and we can see higher levels in that. So the return wise 1-year perspective, switching to Tech Mahindra will make more sense than sticking to WIPRO.
Alright, then switching to Tech Mahindra seems a bit of an option, and in fact if that has to happen, then it's giving you a good chance, because WIPRO today is much higher, but Tech Mahindra in fact is as flat as can be, or in fact it's down close to around 0.5%, so it's giving you that entry point as well. But next query is already in. So Parul Parekh writes to us from Bangalore. She recently started working and wants to know how much she can invest in mutual funds. She also wants to know whether or not she should invest in fixed deposits or mutual funds. Feroz, how can you help her out? She just started working. She's already thinking, because I believe that she's only around 20 years old. She wants to know whether she should go for fixed deposits or in fact go in for mutual funds.
See, Parul, I think you are young enough to actually have a long period of time to actually meet your goals, because you're starting early. So I would strongly suggest that fixed deposits should just be a portion of your portfolio to create some stability and to meet the contingency requirements as and when they occur. Otherwise, I think for a person as young as you, mutual funds, equity mutual funds in specific, would actually be able to create immense amount of value and wealth over long periods of time. So I think you should at least have 70 to 75% of your net disposable income, which you are intending to save, into equity mutual funds, for which I will recommend 3 equity mutual funds and 1 debt mutual fund. For the debt mutual fund, you can probably swap it to an FD if you have a liking towards it. So SBI Blue Chip, which is a large cap fund, would be one recommendation. HDFC Mid Cap Fund, which is mid cap stocks, it picks up potential large caps of the future, and then Reliance Equity Opportunities, which is capitalization agnostic. So these 3 equity funds, and on the debt fund category, you can look at a Franklin Templeton corporate bond and a Prima fund in the equity category on the mid-cap space could also be added to your portfolio, Parul.
Okay, well, Parul, I hope that answers your query. But let's get to another query that we have. This time it's Anita Bhatia, who calls in from New Delhi, and she has some investments in Indian Overseas Bank. Anita, go ahead. Anita?
Yes. मैंने इंडियन ओवरसीज बैंक के 500 शेयर लिए हुए हैं. मैं अनीता भाटिया दिल्ली से बोल रही हूँ.
हाँ जी.
और 188 के रेट पर लिए हुए हैं. तो मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी कि ये कब तक इसका दाम जो है आगे बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि मैंने 3 साल पहले से लिए हुए हैं ये, और अभी जो इसका दाम है वो बहुत नीचे आया हुआ है. तो ये कब तक बढ़ेगा, ये मैं पूछना चाह रही थी कि मैं इसको रखूं या इसको फिर निकालूं, कैसे करूं.
अच्छा, आप कितनी देर और तक आप इंतजार कर सकते हैं?
मैं 1 साल अभी और देख सकती हूँ, क्योंकि 3 साल पहले से मैंने लिए हुए हैं, और अभी मैं 1 साल और देख सकती हूँ अगर मेरा कुछ रेट मिल जाए मुझे कुछ.
Okay. All right. Vishal, what is your perspective on this? Do you think that it could go up back to levels of, Anita's buy price of 188 in the next 1 year? It's currently at around 60 rupees.
That's a tough question, but I would say that definitely the damage has been done, and now it is consolidating at those levels, and some formation, some accumulation pattern has been seen in the last couple of months. So maybe definitely we'll see higher rates than this what we are seeing right now. So 1 year holding is okay, and we may see levels of around, if not 188, but at least decent levels of around 120 to 140 in the next 1 year or so.
We have Gaurav Girdhar, who calls in from Pune, and he has a personal finance query. Gaurav, go ahead.
Yeah, my question was, given the current economic scenario and the financial scenario, which asset class should I invest in so as to maximize my returns?
Okay. How much are you willing to invest and in what time frame and for how long?
Time frame would be 1 to 2 years, and investment per month like 5 to 10,000.
Okay. All right. Feroz, what would you recommend to Gaurav?
Gaurav, if I can know what your age is, that'll help me give you more specific advice.
25.
Sorry, I missed it. 25?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. See, Gaurav, let's answer the first part of the question. From an economic standpoint, if you look at the contemporary situation, it's very, very clear that equities would be the asset class to be in, but as against debt or real estate or precious metal for that matter. Equity is going to be one asset which I think will do reasonably well and benefit from all the macroeconomic variables which are favoring equity. So I would say that build your portfolio revolving around equity, and then you might have these peripheral assets which will actually support the core asset. If that's the situation, I think I would urge you to actually extend your time frames from beyond 1 to 2 years, because equity is a long-term asset and gives you that compounding benefit largely and creates wealth for you over longer periods of time. I think you should extend it, especially if your age is about 24, 25. I think you should at least give equities about 4 to 5 years so that it can give you that compounding effect of 17, 18% CAGR, cumulative annual growth rate, I mean. I will recommend you 2-3 funds. I think those would be the best ones to start an SIP with, which is a systematic investment plan, a monthly regular investment. So the first one is an SBI Blue Chip Fund, a Mirai India Equity Opportunities Fund, and you can look at a HDFC Midcap. These 3 equity funds, I think, should do the trick for you.
All right, Gaurav, hope you listened to that advice. So maybe you could extend your time horizon and, in fact, look at equities as well more seriously. But our next caller is already in. So Nilesh Vora calls us from Rajkot. He has investments in HCL Tech. Hi, Nilesh.
Hello.
Hi, Nilesh. How can we help you?
मॉर्निंग सर, HCL टेक मैंने बाय किए थे.
ओके.
1608 पे 3 शेयर है मेरे पास.
ऑलराइट. और सर, आपका टाइम होराइजन क्या है? आप लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर है कि शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टर?
नहीं, शॉर्ट टर्म.
शॉर्ट टर्म, तो 1-2 महीने के लिए.
हाँ जी.
Alright, Vishal, let me come across to you. Here's an investor. I don't know whether he should have exited in the morning. It was over 1700. But what do you think? He's a short-term investor. Will he be met with the same luck like WIPRO? Good set of numbers. The numbers come out. So what do you think?
I think he has bought at the right time, and there was some consolidation going on in HCL Tech in the last couple of months. Some good consolidation between 1500 and 1650, but now it has moved out of that consolidation in the last couple of trading sessions with good volumes and good breakout on daily charts. So I think he should hold on to that, and there's also news about a bonus on that, which I'm not sure yet confirmed yet. So it's overall a good stock, outperforming the market, outperforming the sector, and good consolidation breakout. So you should hold on to this stock for the next 2-3 months, and we can see targets of around 1800 plus in this stock.
We have Mr. Gupta who calls us. He's on the phone line and he has some investments in Eicher Motors. Hi, Mr. Gupta. Good afternoon. How can we help you?
नमस्ते सर.
नमस्ते.
सर, मेरे पास 200 शेयर हैं आइशर मोटर के सर. तो अगर हम 1-2 महीने इसको रखें तो क्या इसकी संभावना है?
All right. Vishal, here we have an investor. He's bought it at the peak actually. He's bought it at around $15,000 and he can wait only for the next 1 or 2 months. Should he take that risk and wait in there, or should he just book out that marginal profit, or maybe just covering most of his brokerage?
I think he can still hold on because there's no sign of weakness. There's some sign of consolidation in the last 1 month, and there's some minor bottom has been formed around 14,500, so which can be applied as a stop loss for. And if it gives a breakout in the next 1 or 2 months and out of this consolidation, then we can see another 10% move in this. So definitely a hold with a stop of 14,500.
Okay, well, that's on Eicher Motors, so that's the update coming in. But thanks, Feroz, for joining in, and thanks, Vishal, for joining in and taking us through all your queries this afternoon.